お前の道はここで終わりだ。見せてやろう、その先の力というもの。ブリーチ、ブレイクソウルズ。
Alrighty, what is going on, you guys? This is your boy, the Deathsmasher, and welcome back to yet another Bleach Brave Souls video. And here we are with the second last attribute to pretty much do a top 10 on, and this time it's gonna be the Mind attribute. So after this, we just basically have power left to evaluate, and then that'll be it. I won't be doing another top 10 video until we get, per se, more broken characters that just completely shatter the meta. But now, with that being said and done, let us go ahead and begin. And once again, I would like to thank every one of you guys for watching these kind of videos. It's pretty much what motivates me into making these videos to begin with. So before getting into the top 10 list, let's go over the honorable mentions, which I'm gonna get a bit of backlash for this, but honestly, this needs to be stated. Again, I'd rather make realistic top 10s rather than just, you know, basing it off of favorite characters. So the honorable mentions here are basically going to be Noelle, Kisuke, and Byakuya. Now, let's just go over the characters real quick. Fierce Battle Kisuke, still a stupidly valuable character. Even to this day, I still use this character to this day as a pod character because this guy is pretty good. He is literally Tokinada, but as a mind character, he has Flurry with Guard Break, a Bruiser of 60% total, and has the Heart Link Slaw Potion skill, and also gives out barriers to himself. The only bad thing about this character is realistically just the SA1, since it slows down the runs for autoing, and in guild quests, he is really annoying to use as an actual side unit, and he also lacks poise. But other than that, he is still an excellent character to use to this day. If you guys have him at 5-5, you do make sure to max transcend this character. The reason why he did not make the list is because every single other unit that we have in the list is just gonna be, you know, better than him in this case. And then Fierce Battle Byakuya, I have to also give it to him as an honorable mention because he is by far a really damn strong melee NAD character, and sadly it's only because he's a melee NAD character that I have to put him as an honorable mention, because we just have better range characters that are just going to be able to hit harder than him. But he still has a really insanely high bruiser of 80% flurry, and also has Marauder, meaning that he has Guard Break and can nullify melee resistance, so you can use this character to auto extreme co-op if you do not have any other better optimal choice for that matter of fact. Also has poise, but no status elements, no long reach. He does have strong attack reaches time of minus 12%, which is okay. Still good character. He has the Vortex on the SA2. He's basically like a mini Heart Holo Shinji for that matter of fact. And then Noelle. Yeah, this is basically where I'm gonna get the hate because, oh, she's not at number 10. Let me just be honest with you guys. Noelle is still a really damn good character. Don't get me wrong. I still think that she's very good even to this day. But what really holds her back is literally the lack of Guard Break, because even if she has 80% Berserker rounded all up with Soul Reaper and no affiliation killers, you will feel the effects of when it comes to playing as this character, especially in Inheritance Trials when enemies have a lot of damage reduction. This character is not going to be able to inflict status ailments, to the point that we just have way better, stronger characters for Mind. And which, by the way, spoiler alert, 1000-Year Blow War Ichigo is literally in the top 10 list. So that's all you guys really need to know. She does at least have Nullify range resistance, so she still has her usage in extreme co-op, but other than that, unfortunately, she is starting to show her age just because of the lack of Guard Break, and her SA1 still has that really annoying delayed activation time, so it's just that bad. But still is an insane character at the very least. Look, the list for Mind is really damn broken, so there's a good reason why these three are as honorable mentions, because the rest are just, you know, yeah. Anyways, starting off the top 10 list. We are beginning it with the Lunar New Year's Rukia. Now, this character is basically Masaki for the Mind attribute, without, you know, being able to dish out barriers. But anyways, she's got a bruiser of 80% as a whole, even has ailment reversal, so every time she gets hit by an enemy that inflicts a status ailment, she will be able to revert it back and also heal herself back up. She has the booster skill as well as enhancer, so basically she's going to be able to boost herself and her allies' attack, defense, and focus by an additional 40% rather than 30%, and also has follow-up, which is actually a really strong skill. It allows Rukia to hit the downed enemies, and also has poise, with a bit of range damage to be used in PvE, and in guild quests it's going to be greater because she has it at 30%, and guess what, she also has guard break, freeze immunity, and sprint +1. She's a fantastic character. I just wish that this character would have been able to dish out barriers and status ailments, but other than that, I still think that she is by far a really strong auto warrior to use and is a greatly valued character to use in guild quests. The kit doesn't really matter too much. You're not going to be running her as a hybrid character, but for those of you guys that really care, the SA1 is the same as Sun's SA3. SA2 is going to be the 800 AoE in front, and then the third is full screen. So yeah. Moving on to number 9 of the list. I have to give it to Cacao Society Ulquiorra. Now this guy, he does have a lot lower multipliers than that of Rukia and is not able to boost like Rukia. However, there is this one thing that this character comes along that Rukia doesn't have. He has the 80% status ailment attack boost. So upon inflicting drain, he's going to be able to increase the total attack that he has by 80%, and it's just going to be able to outdamage every normal attacking character that we have in the game. On top of that, he still does have guard break, a bruiser of 40% in total. He also has increased killer effect in guild quests of 50%, and also range damage of 30, so you can use this character both as a main unit and as a side unit for ranged Espada GQ, and you can even use this guy for melee Espada if you're still lacking that one really strong unit to help clear the actual guild quest. And the strong attacks, in terms of inflicting status ailment, they're good. He has an 18% shave on the SA1, he has the 800 AoE in front, and then the third strong attack is a vacuum into explosion kind of strong attack. And on top of that, he can also debuff on the Soul Bomb. So this character is really strong for guild quests, and especially in epic raids, especially when you're having a very hard time trying to kill off the boss. But other than that, I still think that he's a fantastic character. The only problems with this character is the bruiser is a bit low, and he also doesn't have increased status ailment chance, because like it or not, there will be often a lot of times where you won't be able to inflict the status ailments. And he could have also had, you know, a bit more than just Drain. Drain is really good. At least he can keep his health up, but in ITs, when they decide to cuck this character and, you know, have enemies be immune to Drain, this character is not going to be seeing too much of a light of day. So there's that. And that's it, because we've talked about most of the NAD characters, but now, moving on at number 8, it's all going to be SP characters. So here's who we have. It is none other than the Spirits Are Forever With You version of Shinji. Now, this character is really strong, however, the kit could have been better. He's basically a more beefy Can't Fear Your Own World Shuhei in a sense, because he does have Frenzy +1 with a Berserker of 40%, Mind Attribute Captain Strong Attack damage of 20%, also has Ailment Reversal, full stamina damage boost of 20%, and he does keep the Havoc as well, and has weakening on his entire kit. So this character is a really strong character to use in Inheritance Trials with or without Killer. He's also immune to Fire and Freeze, so you can use him just fine for guild quests, since there are freeze mobs as a support or even as a main character. But like, the thing is, the reason why he's pretty much lower on the list is basically because he's limited to his kits, because he has the Lunge on the first, the Suction Vortex on the SA2, and then the third strong attack is full screen. And sadly, the Lunge is pretty outdated, but that's it. Other than that, he still is a pretty good character, and a fun one at that. If you give this guy full stamina damage boost and long stride, you will feel the effectiveness of this character at its full potential, so not too bad. He still is a pretty good character. Now, coming in at number 7, We have ourselves a super pot character and a potion character. It is none other than Swimsuit Nelio. Now this character comes armed with a lot of multipliers and has Drain on her entire kit. Berserker 40%, Frenzy +1, damage to drained enemies of +20%, and when her health is at full stam, she has an increased strong attack damage of 40% with guard break and Sprinter +1. The overall multipliers that this character has is pretty good. It's even better than that of Spirits Are Forever With You Shinji's, and also has pretty much a slightly better kit because she has pretty much double 750s on her strong attacks, the first being the regular one, second being the Suction Vortex, and then the third is full screen. It's a bit decent. That being said, the only problem with this character is simply due to the fact that she only has Drain. There are a lot of inheritance trials in which enemies are immune to Drain, and it would have been better if Nell had, per se, another status element accompanied with the Drain. So same issue that Ulquiorra has, and of course she is lacking a skill that increases the chances of inflicting status elements towards heart mobs. So there's that. Other than that, still a strong character. Kit could have been better, just like Shinji. The only difference is that this character is a farmer, has guard break, and has the Heart Link Saw Potion skill and the Heart Super Pot skill. So you cannot go wrong with this character should you guys happen to pull her. At number 6, we have ourselves the Spirits Are Forever With You version of Shunsui. Now, okay, I'm gonna be getting some hate for this. Why is Noel so low on the list and this guy is higher? Okay, hear me out for a good minute. The first thing that you guys need to understand is the fact that this guy has guard break, alright? So he is gonna be able to get all of his damage dished out just fine, and nothing is gonna stop him from getting nerfed. So that is one thing to take into consideration. The second thing is this guy has status elements on all of his kit, and the third thing is he has a charged strong attack on his third. So basically, for that one strong attack, he's going to be able to hit harder than Noel, and on top of that, it's just going to overall be able to inflict status elements. And did I forget to mention that this guy actually has a homing vortex on the SA2? Because that's literally what he has. Sadly, it's not a 960 into homing vortex, but other than that, it still is a pretty good strong attack because it allows this character to inflict status elements to the enemy mobs and be able to finish them off with the fact that he has a 3k length beam on the SA1, which is the same as 6th Anniversary Aizen. And then the third strong attack upon fully charging it is full screen AoE in front. Now that being said, he is a bit weaker compared to Nelio and Shinji on the list. However, the kit that he has and the amount of crowd control that this character provides is pretty much enough to put this character above Shinji and Noel in this case. 40% Berserker, Frenzy +1, Guard Break, Havoc at 20%, even has the Heart Link Saw Potion skill, and yeah. He also has the Innovator skill. I forgot to mention that. It is the map-wide AoE skill. So on top of having the homing vortex, he also has this to help with inflicting status elements. So yeah, overall this character is just going to be a lot better in Inheritance Trials compared to Noel, and the only content in which he's going to struggle is quests where you have ranged resistance. And that's just about it. But other than that, Shunsui is still a fantastic character. Do I think that he deserved a better second strong attack? Yes, I think he definitely needed the 960 into homing vortex, but at the very least, his kit is nowhere near like Roka, where he has full range collision and then has the homing vortex. Like, in my opinion, this is a better kit than Roka, and he still sits fine at number 6. So, and now moving on, since we have the last 5 characters to talk about, I think you guys can pretty much guess who's up there, since it's pretty much well balanced, and just about anyone that looks at these characters can pretty much, you know, make up the same list and pretty much agree with me on this. But coming in at number 5, now coming in at number 5 is the 1000-year Blood War 10 years later version of Ichigo. Now, I'm probably going to get some hate because I didn't feature Noel in the top 10 list. And I even put this character above the likes of Shunsui, Nelio, and Shinji. And you guys would be pretty much correct to be mad at me for that, but let me just go and explain some stuff. Now, this character, okay, for IT, unless he has Killer and is at least 2 out of 5, you're gonna have a bit of a rough time trying to clear it. And obviously he's not really the best without killer. That's pretty much a guaranteed fact as a whole. But that being said, this character has by far the most consistent kit out of the units that we have here. And this character, there's just a lot of things that he has that Noel doesn't have. So let's just go and get right into it. He's got double killers like Noel. However, instead of no affiliation killer, he has captain killer, which by the way, is pretty much a must-have to use, especially for guild quests, since he's going to be boosting on those specific GQs. Not to mention, he has the 960 on that SA2. He has a beam on the SA1, which is 3k. However, the width is a bit shorter since it's around 870, and then the third Tron attack is full screen. So like the kit, besides the SA1, it's perfect. There's literally nothing to go wrong with that. He still has a really high berserker of 60%. He also has bombardment, so in terms of, you know, bringing this character in co-op quests where you need to nuke out waves of mobs, he's going to be helping out with nuking despite not having status elements. He even has the insta-kill mechanic, and because of the fact that he has bombardment, he's going to be able to have a higher chance of inflicting the insta-kill mechanic on the soul bomb for co-op quests. And he also has Havoc and Marauder, so this guy's able to nullify melee resistance and also has guard break, so any type of damage that this guy is able to dish out, he's going to be able to do it consistently and not lose out on anything compared to Noel. This character is still really strong to use for most PvE content. He's very strong to use in epic raids still to this day, and in guild quests this character is a must-have because he's boosting. He's going to be able to hit with that 960 at all times. He's pretty much still good to have to this day. Granted, he's not number one anymore for said reasons, but still, he's aged well. He even has 100% chance to hit dodging Soul Reapers and is also immune to weakening and paralysis. This character is still pretty good to use in Arena despite the fact that we have a lot better characters. He's going to be able to, you know, kill off Aizen and just, you know, negate Soul Reapers that have dodge Soul Reaper damage, etc. Like, there's still a good amount of stuff that this character has in terms of value. The only thing that pretty much sucks about this unit is the lack of status elements, and that is where I'm pretty much gonna agree. So even though he's not really gonna be all that great for IT for most of the content that we have in the game, he's gonna be excellent to use still, regardless. So yeah, a bit of an odd decision to have this guy at number 5, but pretty much those said reasons. I can understand why people would want this guy to be lower on the list, or at least have Noel here, but like, that's basically my reasoning for placing this guy at number 5 and having Noel on the honorable mentions. But now, let us move on to pretty much the guys that you can pretty much guess that are on the list. So at number 4, at number 4, it is none other than the Path Ender, the Mind Ulquiorra in his base form. This character is by far one of the best farming characters to have in the game and is stupidly valuable. Like, literally. This character has Frenzy +1 with a Berserker of 40%, increased status element chance against heart enemies, so he's going to be able to inflict status elements at all times, and when you inflict said status element, he also has mind attribute or Ronker damage to status element affected enemies of 40%. Now, it's not as strong as the 80% SP buff, but it's still pretty strong regardless. You're going to be able to do 40% more damage against weakened enemies, which is pretty good. And the thing that you guys need to take note of is the fact that he is the ultimate farmer for mind. He's got both the Heart Link Slot Potion skill, the Heart Droplet Drop skill of 30%, and the Heart Super Pot skill, making this guy a valuable asset and a must-have. And the crazy thing about this character is he's a premium character, so you can pull this character from tickets. I've seen people and friends being able to do so. Just stack up those tickets and just hope that you can pull him, or just wait for him to come back. Thankfully, he's a premium character, so you can pretty much get him. He's got an Ronker killer, he's got weakening on everything, and I don't even have any complaints with him only having weakening, since we don't have any type of inheritance trials where enemies are immune to weakening. And the kid is good. He's got a Suction Vortex on the SA1. The SA2 is the same SA2 as Thousand Year Blower Ichigo, otherwise being a full screen, and then the third Trontex is full screen. So fantastic, fabulous. This guy has double full screen strong attacks and on top of that, a godly SA1 that can easily inflict status elements and just get enemy mobs killed. It's fantastic. Imagine this guy had the 80% SP buff, how broken this character would be. Oh, and that's not all. He even has Havoc of 20%, Guard Break, and Team Party Stamina Recovery of 20%. You cannot go wrong with this character. He is number 4 for a reason, and let's leave him at that until we get a better Mind Ultimate farm, which I don't think it does get any better than this, other than the fact that they can still give us out another one with Pierce Iron Skin, and until then, Ulquiorra is still going to be that one unit that you want to use to farm every single content in the game, easily. And number 3, we have the character that completely changed the Mind attribute, the Hollow Lisa. Now this character is really damn strong. The only difference is the kit isn't really all that optimal. However, it still is a good kit. She's got no range collision strong attacks. She's got no BS. She's just going to be able to hit really hard and inflict status elements at all time, despite having Quincy Killer, because she's got Berserker of 40% with Frenzy +1, Havoc of 20%, Mind attribute character strong attack damage of 20%, and also has the status element Spiritual Pressure boost of 80%, and as if that weren't enough, the increased status element chance against heart mobs. So this character doesn't need killer. She's going to be able to inflict status elements at all time, and she even has double status elements of paralysis and laceration on her entire kit, minus the normal attacks, but who cares? She's an SP based character, not an ad character, and she still has Guard Break as well as damage to lacerated enemies of +40%. Truly a strong character to have in your box, despite the kit not being the greatest that we've seen like Ulquiorra or Ichigo, but it's the fact that you can use this character for every single content and be able to do just fine. Epic Raids, she's going to be a monster. Inheritance Trials, she's going to be a monster. Everything that you do with this character, she is just going to be an absolute Chad to use. And at number 3, this is where her spot lies well. Oh, and the kit, she has Shotgun Blast on the SA1, SA2, Suction Vortex, and then the SA3 is full screen. So if you want to have the best usage out of her for Inheritance Trials, just give her Long Stride and full stamina damage boost. At number 2, we have ourselves the Mind Mayuri. My goodness, another really strong Mind character, and he also has double status elements, just like Lisa, and guess what? He's premium, just like Lisa and Ulquiorra. Bro, just what the hell? He's got Frenzy +1 with a Berserker of 40%, just like Lisa. Status element Spiritual Pressure boost of 80%, just like Lisa. Havoc at 20%, even has Guard Break plus hit hidden enemies, and also has the Team Party Mind attribute Soul Reaper damage to status element affected enemies of 40%. Now this character has a Spotted Killer, so just like Lisa, he is not going to be able to always take advantage of the killer that he has, but the skills is what really helps save this character to be usable in every content. Oh, and that's not all! He also has increased strong attack damage of 40% when at full stam, and also has the map-wide AoE skill of being able to inflict paralysis and poison every 5 seconds at 12% for 2 seconds, and Sprinter +1, and also has ailment reversal, so he has a means of being able to get his health back. Really strong character. The only drawback is the fact that he doesn't have increased status element chance against all heart mobs like Lisa, but honestly speaking, his kit and the fact that he has the map-wide AoE skill is more than enough to make up for the fact that he doesn't have that. He still has the Suction Vortex just like Lisa, but it's on his SA1 instead of the SA2. He has a 3k length beam on the SA2. It's the same as 6th Anniversary Aizen, and then the third strong attack is full screen. Truly marvelous and truly a strong character to use. He's number 2 for a very good reason, and he's just gonna stay there. Like, easily, he's just gonna stay there. And at number 1, I think you guys can pretty much all guess who is sitting at the pecking order. And it is none other than
どんな力だっていい全部使って俺が守る
The 7th anniversary version of Ichigo. Now there is one flaw to this character which I'm already gonna address. It's the SA1. He has the cross-shaped SA1, so he can only attack in 4 ways, and sometimes if you can't line it up properly, you can miss some mobs. Now in terms of the damage that this type of strong attack dishes out, it's okay, it's nothing too spectacular. It is better than the 18% shave, but sometimes people will even prefer the 18% shave over this type of strong attack for very good reasons. So it is what it is, but he does make up for it with the fact that he has the 960 into homing vortex, basically what Safui Shinsui was supposed to have, and this guy has it. And then the 3rd strong attack is full screen. He's got paralysis and weakening on his entire kit, with double killers of Soul Reaper and a Ronker killer. Strong attack reach time of minus 14%, comes armed with Frenzy +1 Berserker of 40%, Status Element Spiritual Pressure boost of 80%, Sharpshooter, so he has Guard Break and Nullify range resistance, Shared Complete Status Immunity, so he is immune to every single status element. He can hit underground mobs, and most notably, Bombardment. This guy is by far the 3rd hardest hitting nuker that we have in the game, right behind the 3rd anniversary Ulquiorra that has been remade not too long ago. And then the innate abilities, guess what? Just like Mayuri, the chance to inflict paralysis and weakening every 5 seconds at 12% for 2 seconds, Havoc at 20%, and Sprinter +1. Besides the SA1, this guy is truly the best mind character that we have in the game, period. Now granted, he's not going to be able to dish out the same strong attack damaging multipliers as Mayuri, however, the double killers make it up for it. Everything that this guy has, the survivability, he all makes it up for it, and that's why this character is at number 1. And it's gonna be a very long while from now until we get another better mind character that is gonna surpass this Ichigo, which there is a place for it, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. And even then, this character, once you get him at 5.5, you can easily do sub 1 for both the Soul Reaper and Ronker GQs with ease. Even better than Bruno and Artbook Ichigo, by far. By far. You don't even have to reset too much when it comes to using this character right here. Anyways, that ends the top 10 list for the mind characters. This one was a bit particular, not as good as the one I did for Hearts, but it is what it is. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have actually enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button, share this video with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and hit the bell notification so that way you guys are up to date with my most recent videos. Only power is left to go, so let's get that done, baby. This has been your boy, the Vast Masher, and I hope to see you guys all in the next one. Take care, lads. Peace out.